What's good, everyone? It's MJO23Dan back with another video, and today I have a banger. This is the Air Jordan 1 Off-White. Alright, so you guys may notice that the box is inverted, and there's a reason for that. Virgil Abloh is the designer of the Off-White 10 collection, which originally dropped on November 9, 2017. There was a Converse, an Air Jordan 1, a Hyper Dunk, a Nike Presto, an Air Max 97, an Air Force 1 Low, a Nike Vapor Max, a Nike Zoom Fly SP, an Air Max 90, and a Nike Blazer. So the whole concept of the sneaker was for him to actually expose and deconstruct every single sneaker. So I can go ahead and pop in a video link here and show you guys an example of what his concept was with each of these 10 sneakers. So coming up on the box, you have Jumpman in quotations. I went for the shoe online initially for sneakers, but didn't cook on a pair, and I'm actually borrowing a friend's pair. If you guys want to follow him, he is at Fredster818 on Instagram and Twitter. So the details on the box is the 10 Air Jordan 1, size 9.5. Style number is AA3834. Color code is 101. Retail price $190. So you guys do notice that the box is inverted. You have the gold Jumpman on the inside box lid, and then the tissue paper is actually pretty interesting. You have nods of old school Air Jordan campaigns with the 2, with a Nike swoosh, the striping, and the off-white branding. Alright, so you will see one interesting detail here. It's the YCM sticker. This is actually a sticker in which Nike uses. They hire a third-party organization. It lets you know that the sneakers are quality checked. So one other detail of the box here, you have the off-white branding on the side. Alright, so here we go. These are the shoes. This is the Air Jordan 1 Off-White. So in hands. Again, I did try to go after this pair, but luckily Freddie was here to actually loan me the pair so that I can do a review for you guys. Virgil Abloh's mind is just crazy. Like, look at this sneaker. Flaps hanging all over the place. Zip tie. Off-white branding on the medial side of the sneaker. So different materials on the sneaker overall. You got layers of leather, mesh, and this back part right here, which actually looks like the inside of a basketball when you invert it. So if you ever cut it open inside of a basketball, this is the material that you'll find in there. Quick nod to StockX is when you open the flap here on the lateral side of the shoe. If you guys want to legit check your sneaker, is that there's this dark area right here next to the quotation mark. So when you pull back the flap, you'll notice that the dark area right there needs to be present. Alright, so here's the lateral portion of the shoe. In quotation is Air. Virgil wanted to tell a story about the Air Jordan 1, and he was wondering why you couldn't see air in the shoe. So he put in quotations Air on the side. I think the story is as well is that he took an Air Jordan 1 and actually deconstructed it, cut it open, and found the airbag in there. So you have air in the heel, nothing up front. Other panels on the shoe, you have suede, mesh on the toe. And an interesting story about this that was shared on social media is that the mesh toe right here was actually ripped open. I'm not sure if that happened with wear or he actually did it himself, but it's just a crazy, like, I don't know if you even want to call it a defect, because the whole sneaker, you know, is just really out of proportion, but in a good way. You got flaps up here, and you can actually put your laces in there if you wanted to. And then you notice the threading up here and throughout the shoe is in black, except for these flaps here. So it's one way that Virgil wanted to show you guys that there was no stitching up here by these flaps. And what I'm probably going to do for you guys too is compare this to an OG 1985 Air Jordan 1. Alright guys, so I promised you a comparison, and let's go ahead and pull out the 1985 Air Jordan 1. So the Air Jordan 1 OG is just the quintessential OG classic. There's actually no comparison when you compare it to the Off-White 1. I know a lot of you guys are interested in leather quality. The OG 1 uses genuine leather. I would say that the Off-White 1 uses overlays of real leather with synthetics. And how you can tell that is through the top portion of the sneaker where you see like the cowhide, and it is actually a split grain leather as opposed to something that's full grain. Although I'm pretty sure that Virgil wanted to go as close to raw as possible with his sneaker choice. Here is the OG1. One thing I learned over the years is that the swoosh part of an OG1 is not actual leather. So they actually use like a vinyl overlay on top of another material, which is a pretty crazy thought when you have the entire sneaker in genuine leather. Alright, so here's your side-by-side portion of the lateral. Here's your side-by-side comparison of the medial. You'll notice that there is no swoosh on the off-white pair because you have the branding, but you do have the stitch marks that are present where a swoosh would go. Here's a side-by-side comparison of the back. You do notice that the OG does have a higher cut, although the tabs on the back of the off-white one is different. Again, a deconstructed collar where the exposed foam is shown, and the repurposing of the Nike tag to the side of the off-white one in comparison to the OG. Here's a top-down look of the shoe. You guys are interested in the toe box, there it is. And then last but not least, the soles of the shoes. So there is some difference in color only because of age, but I don't think that the OG is a varsity red. Over the years, the OG one in retro style has been varsity red, so you'll see a color difference between the two. Here's your side-by-side look of the wings. The OG is a bit smaller and it is stamped on the shoe itself. The off-white one is your typical Air Jordan 1 branding. The collar here is totally deconstructed, so they're not closed off. You can see the exposed foam all throughout, especially in the tongue. And then they repurposed the tag and moved it off to the side, so you can see it has Nike Air. One thing I thought was missing out of this shoe though is the printing on the inside collar. So usually you'll notice with OG ones is that they have the size and the dates on the inside collar of the shoe. I thought that could be just another thing that he could have thrown in just for a little bit more information. I know we have the off-white branding on the medial side of the sneaker, but I thought that was just one other detail that probably could have been used. So we got the Made in China tag, and then the zip tie. The zip tie is part of Virgil's thought process with his brand, and he actually has this on pretty much a lot of product that he sells. So this zip tie doesn't actually move, it's just a mold and it's just attached to the shoelaces. Let me know what you guys think, if you guys are going to be rocking it with the zip tie or without it. Just looking at the other sneaker here, you have pretty much the same all throughout. No zip tie on the right shoe, but you do have the Made in China tag attached as well. Shoelaces, obvious, shoelaces in quotation marks. Alright, so in particular with the swoosh, you guys will notice that the blue stitching is on either side and the traditional orange label right there at the back. But I did notice in other videos is that it wasn't attached to the sneaker. So this one is actually glued to the sneaker. I'm pretty sure maybe even with wear, or they did this manually, is that they actually put their finger through and it was a loose, just self-standing swoosh. You kind of have it here on the left shoe up at the front, but at the back it's glued on. So as far as the insole is concerned, you have the off-white branding back here at the heel with a size sticker. It says the 10. And then just a little bit of a texture. It's like these triangles up here at the midfoot. So these are the off-white Air Jordan 1s. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Shout out again to Freddie for actually letting me borrow the sneakers so I can do a review for you guys. If you guys like the content, subscribe to the channel. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, and I'll talk to you guys later. Take care.